Hello, this is me, Helmut, and preparing you for what I might think is not going to be a good economical future here. Nevertheless, not so good economical future always have made millionaires constantly all the time. You just need to get a bigger share of a smaller pie, and you yourself will still have maybe more than you have now. However, I'm looking at it like that. If the economy keeps going the way it is and even slightly improving, and you do the right marketing, okay, which without you will not survive. No matter how good the economy goes, you'll not survive well without great marketing. And let me make you a point of that. I talk to dentists and doctors all the time. And most of us just came out of approximately 10 to 15 years of superb economy. Superb economy in terms of money flowing and being spent. Okay, maybe also, as Schiff calls it, it was our decade of sin. And now the decade of hell is going to come. Because most of us spent more than we had. And we borrowed money on houses and on all kinds of things, and apparently it's going to come crashing down. Listen to videos on people like Schiff, like Gerald Celente, and like Mark Farber about it. They know a lot more about it than I do. And they have a record of predicting what's going to happen, and not just a record because they have a crystal ball. They have fundamentals. It's amazing. Anyway, so if the economy keeps going up, you need to be a great marketing person, because in the last 10 years, I haven't finished that thought yet, I guess. In the last 10 years, 15 years, we had a great economy. People spent a lot of money on elective surgery and on elective anything. And yet, most dentists and most doctors I know, they made okay money, so they were happy. Barely any saving. Now that the economy is down and out for about a year, give or take, they're running around with like a chicken with a head cut off. And they're saying, I don't have money for marketing now. I know I need it. I know I want it. I know I need it because I'm not making money. But where did all the money go from lately? And where did all your patients go? You know, of course, once people have no money, it wouldn't matter how loyal they are, they won't spend. But it's not true that all people have no money. There always will be some business people surviving. The question is just, will you be under the 10, 15 to 20% of business people who survive, or will you be under the 80, 85 and 90 business people who go broke? You know, now, I cannot guarantee whether I will be under the 10, 15 or under the broke one, but I will sure do everything I can do to be not under the broke one, and selling my service will probably be the #1 reason not to go broke, and that is for you true. That's always true for everybody. Okay, you got to learn how to sell your service. And if you haven't sold so much in the last 15 to 20 years that you're now relatively rich and can easily weather out 2, 3, 5 years with not much stress at all, then you have done something wrong over the last 15 years, and start realizing that. Stop thinking it's anything else but you. I love it when people tell me, when I say, so what do you think, why the reason you're not making money? The economy bad, people having no money, people are not loyal, the insurance companies, I deal with a lot of doctors, the insurance companies control the game and blah, blah, blah. The competition, 20 years ago there was 4 doctors in this neighborhood, now there's 40. Oh my God, nobody, however, ever says, me, I am not controlling the situation. Because funny enough, in any circle, I find 1 or 2 doctors, or 1 or 2 plumbers, or 1 or 2 car mechanics, or 1 or 2 dry cleaners who do well. And I find 20, 30, 40 who do lousy. Same area. Ladies and gentlemen, at the age of 65, apparently most people are broke, or dead broke. So, it has to do with us. And the thing is this, whatever income you have about 20 to 30%, let's just say, profit margin, if you have that much. If you have that much. If your business goes down 20 to 30%, you wipe out your profit margin, because you cannot change the fixed and stable costs almost ever. Very, very little. A secretary who is answering the phone 3 times a day, or 26 times a day, whatever it might be, gets the same money. You can't get rid of her during the time she doesn't answer the phone. All right? So now, realize this. Okay, what if the economy goes all the way down, you have a chance of making more money than you make now because your competition goes broke in larger proportion. They will quit the business. But let's assume even that isn't the case. If in 1, 2 or 5 years or 6 or 10 years, whenever the economy comes back, wouldn't you want to still be the last man standing? I do. So what about if in the meantime I made a lot less money? A lot less. I barely was feeding my kids. I don't have any kids, but as the saying goes. What about if that happened to be the case? And yet I'm one, one or 2 or 3 or 5 out of 100 who are still standing, and the other 80 or 90 or 95 died out. Didn't I win? Because as long as you're not getting kicked out of the game, you're still in it, and you're still winning. You still have a chance of winning. So then if the economy comes back, people will come to you because you'll be the only one they know, because you have been there. You'll be the only one who had a lots of marketing out, so they know you that way, out of sight, out of mind. And if you don't market, I'm not saying advertising, look at my other videos about marketing, you'll be out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so you're the one who will get the windfall in great proportion. And what about if it doesn't go quite so bad that it is a matter of barely surviving? Well, then you get a larger market share and actually can grow, make more money during the recession than you make now, and make a truckload more when the recession or depression is going to be over. Whichever way it is, if you're prepared, you're the winner. Okay? Just look at the data and realize one thing: you need to get personally involved. You need to stop thinking that somebody, the government or the economy or the whatever it may be, regulation of this is going to make it for you. Just think back the last 15 years when growing, from like about when Clinton got into office. I'm not saying it had everything to do with him. Maybe it had something to do with him. I don't know. I told you I don't know about that stuff. What I do know is that spending was made easier, and so people did spend. Not necessarily a good thing, as the crash might be having come about because of that. But people did spend, and you still don't have too much money saved aside. Please face the mirror and realize there was something you did wrong. Realize this. Okay, and Robert Kiyosaki, by the way, says that in his book, Poor Dad and Rich Dad. A doctor, a highly professional, is one skill away from being rich. And that skill is being marketing. Now, marketing, on the other hand, has a whole different face than you know about it. Marketing can be done super inexpensive, super elegant, super professional, and super effective. And let me tell you something. The super effective and the super inexpensive, you surely want that when the economy crashes and you don't have a goddamn dime to put an advertising out there. You surely want that. What you need to do is, instead of you speaking wow loud and paying a few people to speak wow loud, meaning advertising agencies and yellow pages and whatever, advertising avenues, what you want to have is thousands and thousands of people, literally important people, influential people in your community whispering about you. That's what you need, and that can be achieved. And the only reason you haven't done it yet is because you haven't checked into it. You don't believe it can be done. You're not doing it. And you think it's all too much work. First of all, it isn't all that much work at all, because you can systemize it. Very, very wonderful. But more importantly, yes, you got to put your heart into things. You got to work at it. I love it when doctors tell me I don't have 3 or 4 hours a week to work on marketing, and at the same time they're behind in their freaking mortgage. I love it. Have a good day.